Hello again and welcome back to the PhatPhish Guitar Studio. Now looking out the window today, all signs of spring seem to have gone. It's cold, it's wet, it's miserable. So I thought for this Scale of the Week video we'd head somewhere a bit more pleasant, one of my favourite parts of the world, Italy and the Neapolitan Riviera. Because we're going to be taking a look at a scale, actually we're going to be taking a look at two scales that have their origins in a classical music school called the Neapolitan School. It's based in and around Naples. First of the scales we're going to look at is the Neapolitan Minor, which sounds like this. Quite an interesting sound. It's got the formula 1, flat 2, flat 3, obviously because it's a minor scale, 4, 5, flat 6, 7, and back to the octave. So it looks a bit like a harmonic minor. I guess you could think of it as a harmonic minor because it's got that flat 3, flat 6 and natural 7th, but it's got a flattened second degree, a bit like Phrygian mode. So if it helps you to work with some scale that you already know as like your frame of reference, think of it as being like a harmonic minor with a flattened second degree. 5 up PhatPhish. Let's have a look at how this looks on the fingerboard. So this is the A Neapolitan Minor, and just by way of comparison, here's the A harmonic minor. So you can see the only note different between the Neapolitan Minor and the harmonic minor is that second degree. Now I said we're going to be taking a look at two scales today. That was the Neapolitan Minor. Let's have a look at its counterpart, which is the Neapolitan Major. Neapolitan Major has quite an interesting formula. So 1, a flat 2, a flat 3, hang on, a flat 3 in a major scale. It's a bit unexpected. Well, it is. Let's have a look at the rest of the scale though. We've got a 1, a flat 2, a flat 3, a 4, a 5, a natural 6th, natural 7th, and the octave. So it differs from the Neapolitan minor scale in that it's got a natural 6th rather than the flattened 6th. But it's called a major scale even though it's got a flat third, so this is very unusual. Normally when we talk about a major scale it's got a natural third degree, a minor scale it's got a flattened third degree. The Neapolitan Major is a little bit different and it's got that flat third. Let's take a look at the notes of the Neapolitan Major on the fingerboard though. So here we've got a Neapolitan Major, and comparison here is a Neapolitan Minor. Back to the Neapolitan Major. Now let's have a look at another scale which we could use as so by way of a comparison. Let's have a look at the A melodic minor. So here you can see the only difference between the melodic minor and the Neapolitan Major is that flattened second degree. So using those other minor scales as your frame of reference is a useful way to get familiar with the Neapolitan scales. If you think of the Neapolitan Minor as being like a harmonic minor but with a flattened second degree, and think of the Neapolitan Major as being like a melodic minor with a flattened second degree. So how could you use these scales? Where would you use these scales? Well, you can treat these like you would any major scale or any of the minor scales. You can harmonise them out in chords, you can build chords on each degree, you can build modes on each degree. If you do that, actually you might come across some interesting scales that you've seen in previous Scales of the Week. One or two of the more exotic scales we've talked about occur as modes of Neapolitan Major or Neapolitan Minor. The scale itself's got quite an interesting sound. You might want to just try using it over existing chord progressions to see how it works. If you've got a chord progression that's basically around power chords, so it's not particularly giving you a very strong natural minor sort of feel, you could try playing solos over the top of it using, say, the Neapolitan Minor to see how that sounds. As always, experiment. Let your knowledge of music theory guide you so you know the sort of thing you're looking for, what notes occur in the scale, what notes are in the underlying chords, how do they complement each other, how do they work together. Experiment and let your ear guide you as to what works and what doesn't. The scales themselves have got quite distinctive sounds, so it might take you a little while, just in any practice routine, running up and down the scales, playing little 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4 type of exercises. to get familiar with the way that the basic scale sounds, and then take that and incorporate it into your soloing and your composition and so on. As always, as I say in these videos, there's something for you to experiment with, have fun and be creative and see what you come up with. As always, thanks very much for watching. If you've subscribed to the PhatPhish channel on YouTube, thanks very much. If you haven't, then there should be a subscribe button down there. Please do click that. I really do appreciate your subscription and your support for PhatPhish. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video next time. Bye for now.